up, y'all? Your boy is back. Trying a different camera angle this time. I just love that. Anyway. Had to move that ottoman there for a minute. I almost fell. I was like, holy shit, I almost fell on camera. That would have sucked. I'd be like playing, I'd be like, it's like fucking fall. Oh, Jesus. That is too funny. How's everybody doing? Excuse me. This is my Godzilla mug. It's my favorite mug I own. Super great. I love this mug. Sometimes my dad steals my mugs, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't steal my mug. awesome. Oh, hello everybody. I was like, holy cow. folks. Oh yeah! All right, sure. I like this one. This one, I remember this one from a couple shows ago. That's a lot of fun. Wow. That's a ton of fun right there. Holy smokes. Holy buckets. I gotta lose some weight. I love that. That's from Gojira. I just really love heavy riffs. It's really nice. Yeah, man, I love woodshedding new metal riffs, you know, just like you're in your room and you're just chugging all day long. It's like a choo-choo train up in here. You're just like chug, 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 chug. A chug, 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 chug. Chug a little bit more, you know. It's like chugging some choco milk. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Like, what am I saying? I need more coffee. My Gojira mug. Pretty cool. Zetus Lapidus, I hope you guys are liking the show. I was looking at myself in the camera. I was like, man, gotta lose some belly fat. Anyway. Oops. Yawn. That one's not too bad. Oh, sure, why not? Fuck it. Why not? I remember this. I'm out of tune. Ah, yes, I am. I can hear it. I'm like, I am out of tune. I'd like to take a minute and talk about some of the scales I'm using today on today's show. Dare I call it a show? I'm using my 5 pentatonic shapes. I made a video recently talking about that. Shapes that I use, like everybody does, and I try to interweave them with like major scales, the major scale, which I'll start with mode 6, but it sounds like this. I'm like, that hurt my ear. I do a lot with major or very minimal intervals, like major thirds, perfect fourths, perfect fifths, tritones, major second. Basically, like, you can do a lot with really cool thirds. Perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, right? I do a lot with that. And it sounds really nice because it's really full, you know. Suspended chords, I do a lot with that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Satellites. low Choloshi scale over the top. Holy buckets, what a good time. Can you play Buckethead? Oh man, if I had a kill switch, I would try that. But I can't touch Buckethead. That guy is crazy. Like, that guy is nuts. He's so good. So good. I think I finally found my perfect guitar strap height though. Like the lower bout is right at my groin. My groin! Sorry, I can help myself. It really feels very comfortable, very nice. Yeah, before I think it was too low, I think. But now it's like perfect. I can... Oh, snap. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Like that. No, like, you know. It takes a little practice. Drums, so you can kind of woodshed some ideas. kind of riff. You know? I talked about this in one of my videos I made called Making Metal Riffs. And I don't think making metal riff is as hard as people think it is. If you just kind of give yourself some drums and just kind of putz around, I mean, you're going to find these things. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I'm just using simple 5 chords, maybe a suspended chord, and just trying to think of like interesting rhythms, you know, like rudiments with snare sticks. I'm just thinking about like, how can I make this more sexy? How can I, you know, kind of add a little spice to this, you know, to make it more interesting. And I find that that's a lot easier to do. Sultans of Swing. I love that song. Oh my God, I love that song. I love a wide variety of music. I really do. I'm very eclectic. I'll listen to pretty much almost anything. Although nowadays, probably not much, because most of it's fake and overly produced. I don't like that. I don't like music that's overly produced. I don't like that. Anywho, yeah, dog. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I'll be right back, homies and homettes. On my back. Oh, make sure you stretch. Make sure you stretch that body. I'm gonna rock that body. I'm gonna miss that smile. I think that's a song. Crack open a cold one here. It's water. Whew. Sweet baby Jesus. I'll be right back. There's a sound in this swing. I'm back. Had to get some coffee. That's some good Maxwell House. You know, I wonder. I think I probably can play "Sweet Child of Mine" if I remember. I know it. I think it's in G major. Let me see if I can kind of figure it out here real quick. It's not that hard to play. I remember that from high school. Let me see. Oh, is it in D? Oh. Okay. Here's the first part, I think. It's starting to come back to me now. Hey, we figured it out. Let's put some drums on it. That's very straight. How's the last part going? I can't remember. Something like that. I know there's a pedal tone. Let's see. Well, the second part I can't remember, but I can play the first part. So that's a very simple riff. How can we make that more interesting? gaps with interesting rhythms, like the gallop or straight gallop. I find that one harder to keep clean. So it can be really simple too. That's the great part about metal riffs. Don't be afraid to give it a little wiggle. Pretty cool, huh? Like Countdown to Extinction, very simple. Wait, sorry. I'll probably turn this off. It's kind of messing with my rhythm. Okay, so you have F to E. Sorry, you can't really see me there. Super duper simple, but so cool. It's pretty sweet, isn't it cool? It's like, wow, so cool. Guys. Those are really easy to perform. Those are just those are little triads. And the way you perform them is they're 2 strings, and they're really like my go-to for something kind of nice to kind of buy me some time. When I'm jamming and I do something really fast and I can feel like I'm about to lose it, I'll end it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm doing something crazy, I'll be like, you know, and I'm like, oh God, my hand's getting tired. My hand's getting tired. Just end it. You know what I mean? Just don't even. Just get a little bit, don't get greedy with those little fills and little runs, because they will come back to bite you in the ass, and then you're going to mess it up, and then you're going to ruin everything you just did. So it's like, if you feel your hand getting fatigued, like when you're doing some whatever you're doing, just let it go. Pull a Frozen and Princess Elsa, whatever the hell her name is, and let it go. You know what I mean? Just let it go. But anyway, the way you perform those, let's take, they're based on a major scale. The formation, how I know exactly where to move them within the key. So let's start with a minor triad on the G string here. I'm gonna, I don't know where I should. I'm gonna keep it simple down here in first position, because when you're standing up, it's a lot easier to play down here and up here than it is right here. Right here is kind of weird sometimes, because sometimes your wrist gets a little, like playing down here, your wrist is like, hey, and you're like, you really don't want to do that. So it's very easy to play down here because you get good tone. Because the closer to the nut that you get, the better, generally speaking, the better tone you get. And it sounds heavier down here because it's lower. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So the way we perform this, let's take this little run here. All I'm doing there is I'm playing this C with my my third finger on the G string, and I'm picking down, so it's down, down, up, up. And that doesn't change. See that? And it sounds cool. And what you can do is, oh shit. Well, first I gotta finish my lesson. I always get so off topic. So you have C. Now, obviously, that sounds like a minor triad, which it is. You'd be correct. And just practice that to a metronome. Once you get that basic motion down, you can move that shape anywhere you want. It's pretty cool. Oh, look at that, little flowers. Oh, guitar. Oh, those are guitars. I'm like over here, I'm like, oh, look at little flowers. Those are guitars. Hello, everybody. Konbaken. Sorry, my bad. I was going to say konnichiwa, but then I was like, I'm going to say konbaken instead, which is the same, about the same thing. But anyway, you can move these shapes around for really good results. But the thing is you don't want to rely on them too much, because otherwise it becomes obvious and your audience kind of sees what you're doing. Like, oh, I've heard him play that before, because it's very distinctive, because they're triads, which is pretty cool. Oh my God, is that Russian? Holy buckets! That is Russian. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, holy smokes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Another thing that I always try, I'm always trying to find new sounds. Like lately I've been playing the Hirachoshi scale, which is, to me, I translate it as calm tone scale, basically. Hira is like even, flat, calm. Choshi is like tone. So you have choshi, which is tone, or well, yeah. So hirachoshi, it's 3 kanji, basically meaning flat, calm tone. So they use it for the shamisen in Japan to tune. It's a tuning scale for the shamisen. One of my favorite instruments of all time. I love the shamisen, and it goes a little something like this. Very easy to use. Very easy to pull off. Excuse me. And you might have heard me using that scale a lot when I was playing in A minor, because if you're in A minor, you can use that scale because it tends to lean towards a more minor sound. If somebody were to ask me, like, are you thinking about theory when you're jamming and stuff like that? And I would say, not really. This was my dilemma when I first started playing guitar. I was always so mystified by other players who could just effortlessly improvise before my eyes, and I'm like, how does he know what notes to play? Like, what is he doing? This is total sorcery. And what it is you practice your scales so much in one key, right? Until you get the shapes under your fingers, and maybe you try combining different scale shapes. So that way your brain is kind of on autopilot, and I'm only listening to the sounds. When I'm jamming for you guys and I'm playing like improv stuff all day long, I'm that's all I'm worried about is like connecting patterns. As long as I know what key I'm in, and if I don't know, I can figure it out pretty darn quickly. Just by kind of just listening for that leading tone, right? And then you're like, oh, there it is, and then you play that note, and whatever note the backing track tends to lean on as tonic or home bass, that's generally speaking what key you're going to be in. And then I start thinking, okay, if I'm in A minor, what's the relative major? Which is C major. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I can use all of my major modes. I can use a C major pentatonic. I could use my 5 pentatonic shapes. I can play a C major pentatonic without worrying about it. I can play a pentatonic starting on D, on E, on G. You know, I can do stuff like that and not have to worry about it at all. And as long as don't be afraid to play outside of the key or non-diatonically, because that's going to give your music a little bit of grease. You know what I mean? You want the audience to think you're playing the wrong notes for at least a little while. Because if you ask me, there aren't any wrong notes. But you do want to try and stress your home base. You know, like you can do whatever you want as long as you come back home to make the audience be like, ah, okay, that was nice. He does know what he's doing. No, but seriously though, try to come back to home base, you know, once in a while. If you're doing some wiggly higgly stuff, you know, outside of the key to add a little bit of tension. Because music, time, oh God, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Oh, he said the T word. I'm like, time? Okay, so time to me is fluid, it's flexible. Instead of going ba, 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 I'm thinking, how can I make time my plaything? How can I malleate the time like Play-Doh? Knead it with my thumbs, make it into a little elephant or something, you know? And the way I do that is by slowing up or speeding up or slowing down. So like, as long as you're making it back home on the next beat, like this, this, and this, all that time between the beats, you can do whatever you want, right? Like that's how I look at it. Like I look at it like, what kind of interesting rhythms can I throw in there to make it back home? So it's like, you can play, so here's the beat, and you play a little slowly, speed up, speed up, speed up. The beat doesn't change, but you're being like Flubber, like Robin Williams with Flubber. You guys remember that movie Flubber? It's pretty cool. So think of time as like a malleable resource, like a little jar of Play-Doh that you just bought from Walmart for 25 cents, if it was like the 90s. And do whatever you want with that, if that makes sense. Aw, little hearts. Um, Music doesn't have to be nearly as hard as people. I'm a firm believer that anybody can do what I'm doing right now. I don't think that it's like this, you know, you know, like you must be gifted from God or something like that. It's not like that. It just takes practice and a lot of experience. What it is practicing those scale patterns or whatever, and then where the rubber meets the road is when I use drum tracks and backing tracks and I develop a groove. That's when you really learn whatever it is that you're working on. Because I don't learn very well when I just play a scale over and over again. Like I always use it with a backing track or drum track at least, trying to get it under my fingers and hear it in the context of chords and harmony and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can feel and hear where this new scale pattern that I'm learning fits into real music. And that's something that you can't do by thinking about it too much, if that makes sense. You have to feel it, you know what I mean? So what I would recommend is learn your fingerboard, your fretboard, learn that, learn all your notes, learn some scale patterns, learn maybe some basic theory, very basic, like major scale, minor scale, harmonic minor, melodic minor. Learn maybe a couple interesting scales if you like that. Can we play Gary Moore? Ah, man, I wish I could. I don't know any Gary Moore stuff, but I love Parisian, what was it? Parisian Walkways, I think is what it was. That's like my favorite Gary Moore track. God, I love Gary Moore. It's a shame that he's gone. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Because it doesn't have to be as hard as it, you know. And I know that we live in an age of a lot of musicians on YouTube and Instagram who are all like smacking their guitar and shit and you know, doing all this crazy shit, and everybody's impressed by that, and that's cool. You should be, you know. But to me, it's a lot like the hyper realism of guitar. I'm an artist and I don't like hyperrealism. You know, when people draw, like they try to make it look like a photograph, I'm like, dude, just take a picture. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Yeah, but anyway, that's the same thing with music. You know, if you're doing too much higgly wiggly piggly shit, whatever the hell, it's like, you know, it's cool, but I mean, I'm doing that for you guys now because it's just me in my bedroom, you know, by myself. I can only do so much by myself. So I try to make it entertaining, but if I had a band, I would not be playing how I'm playing right now, if that makes sense. I would, because they would kill me. I'd be stepping all over everybody. I'd be soloing constantly. They'd throw me out in 5 seconds. They'd be like, "This guy sucks. He just solos all the time," and I'm like, love me, you know. I just want to be liked. Oh, I gotta stretch my back. But yeah, so that's what I always do. You gotta feel the music, and it sounds so simple, but sometimes we get in our own heads. Like when you learn a new scale pattern, like all of your playing becomes about that new scale pattern that you just learned because you're excited to learn it. Kind of like as an artist, when I was first learning anatomy, all of my drawings in figure drawing class became about anatomy, right? Like I was exaggerating stuff that I knew was there, but wasn't really seeing in front of me, but I was symbolically placing that knowledge in there. It's the same thing with guitar, I find. When you know some new stuff like sweep picking or whatever, you want to try and, I'm always looking for new sounds, right? Hence why I'm playing more exotic scales nowadays. But when you have like my little arpeggio shapes, you know, like that I sometimes play, those are great. They sound cool. I use them for like a little bit of sexy spice or whatever. But the problem is that they're super duper obvious and very, very telegraphed, right? And they're not very interesting. So what you want to try and do is take your arpeggios and your sweeping and try to make it part of a melody. Maybe it's the beginning of a melody or something like that, and maybe not just on its own. Because so many guitar players, once they learn how to sweep pick arpeggios, um, they get really good at doing that in a one-dimensional kind of way. Whether it's like up and down, up and down, up and down, or like down across, down across, down across, or whatever. And you just assume almost everybody and their grandmother can sweep pick nowadays. So it's not really that impressive anymore, but it's always been about writing good songs, and trying to write memorable stuff and stuff that you're proud of. And the guitar gymnastics doesn't always do it for everybody. You know what I mean? I learned that the hard way many times performing live. You know, I had guys tell me I sucked to my face because they weren't connecting, and obviously I don't suck, I know that, but like, because they weren't connecting with what I was doing. Other people were, sure, but not them. And I mean, I can't connect with everybody in the audience. I wish I could, but some people are just, you can always pick out the guitar players in your audience because they're like this. You know what I mean? They're looking at you like, I could do that better, you know? Like, your sweeps are weak. I had somebody say that once, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. I didn't realize it was a contest. Oh, man. But, you know, no other instrument is like that. Like, you don't see violinists, at least I don't, not in music school. I never, not once did I see a violinist say, I can shred my arpeggios faster, bro. Your bow technique is weak, dog. You know, never, never. It's only guitar players that do that. It's so funny. You know, and like piano players that I met in school were some of the humblest people I've ever known because most of their gigs, they're an accompanist. They're accompanying somebody else, like a singer or a band in general. So it's like they're very humble. You know, they're not up there fucking octopus hands, just, you know. Anyway, I'm just ranting now. I'm an old man, damn it. I'm old and bitter. I'm just kidding. I'm not bitter. That coffee is kind of bitter though. Can you play BB King? Oh yeah, I can do a little bit. BB King is like the king of minimalism. He's so great. I love that. Let me toss on a bluesy jam track, and I'll just try to exemplify, maybe channel my inner BB King. I watched The Godfather Part 3 last night. I've seen it a billion times, all three of them. But it's actually, I haven't seen it in a while, and it's actually not as bad as I remembered. I was like, oh, this is really good, actually. I mean, Sofia Coppola, I mean, yeah, sure, she's wooden. What are you gonna do? What do you want me to do? What are you gonna do? You know? Yeah, but it's a great film. Not as good as the first one, or the second one. Feeling it out. Okay. Try not to overstay my welcome, you know. Very minimal. Very minimal. I'm trying not to like overstay my welcome. kind of like that, just kind of stepping in a little bit, and I'm like, all right, I've been here for too long. Step out a little bit, and I'm like, all right, think of how I'm going to re-enter the scene, and slide in there. All right, okay, back out, and one more time, and back out. That's all I was doing in that entire jam track. I was just trying to make it as sexy as possible. You got to add a little pizza grease to it, you know what I mean? That just brought me back to playing Turtles in Time with my buddies with pizza. Man. I miss being a kid sometimes, man, I tell you. But yeah, stepping in, stepping out, you know? That's all I do. I try to do that with everything that I do, but sometimes... I mean, you guys know the ham is always in the oven. You know what I mean? The ham is always in the oven, baby. Especially when you're on camera, you're just like, ah, look how good I am. Ah! You know what I mean? And it's very easy to overplay. I have totally done that. It's really funny. But, yeah, it's really, really funny. Crazy Trains. I love Randy. You guys know that. I just love it. I wish I could remember the solo. I haven't played it in a while. Damn it. Now I gotta sit there and... shucks. I hate that when I forget something. Yeah. Oh, that's wrong. Whoops. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. I'm like, yeah. It's gonna come back to me. I swear to God. I think it's on the G. No. Wait. No. Oh. Is that it right there? I can't remember. Shucks, that kills me inside. No. Shucks. I gotta relearn Crazy Train. I must have forgot some stuff. Damn it, that really sucks. One of my favorite parts is when we're in F sharp minor like this. It'll come back to me. I definitely will get it. I will get it for sure. Yeah, dog. Anyway, what you guys doing? Oh, Metallica. Very simple. Somebody won Metallica. Very simple. He's probably gone by now, but play whenever I may room and I'll give a sub. I love that song. Kirk Hammett loves that wah pedal, I tell you. He's a good guitar player, though. I mean, he's not my favorite, but of course that's Randy. But anyway, oh, Orion. Yeah. How did I used to play that? I think it's like that. that. Yeah, Orion's a lot of fun. Of course, Iron Man. Damn, dude, I can't remember much Metallica off the top of my head now all of a sudden. For Whom the Bell Tolls is pretty easy to play. Make us fight on the hill in the early day. I love that song. Meshuggah Bleed. I can tell you the picking pattern for that is like ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I actually don't know how to play the song, but I can do something for you here. I'll just use this drum track. I don't know the song though. Hey, it's E. Hello. Time drinking some coffee. Night Train. Holy buckets! Aw, how are you doing? I can see you. But I haven't listened to Pantera in a while. Oh, I'm good, thank you. Very good. Hell yeah. It's always good. I can't see your faces, but it's good to see some names pop up. Like, hello. I love it. Using Seek and Destroy goes. Ah! Oh, hey! That's Four Horsemen there. I love that track. I know it's Dave Mustaine's Mechanics, but... Yeah, it's kind of there. I was like, it's kind of there. Seek and Destroy. Girl, you know what time it is. I don't know what else to play, really. I'm just kind of hamming it up, trying to think of some riffs. Hell yeah! Why not? definitely clicking right on there. Yeah. Oh, let's see if I have anything else in the tank. What we have here? Do you have a strap? Oh yes, I do. I have 2 strap locks. I've had these for about 20 years now, actually. 20 years I've had these strap locks. I've just moved them from guitar to guitar. But these are Fender branded strap locks that I've had for 20 years, and I never worry about my guitar going anywhere. Normally I would loop my cable through my strap, but since I'm just in my room, I'm not really doing a whole lot. I mean, I'm hamming it up. You know, the ham is always cooking, baby, as Steve Vai says. But I'm not really worried about stepping on my cable or anything like that. But I have really hot pickups in this guitar. I get this question a lot. I have Seymour Duncan Super Distortion 100 in the bridge. An FRED red distortion pickup in the neck, which I use for like warmer lead tone. But the Line 6 Spider Jam 2.0, I know everybody rags on it. Somebody called me a Line 6 Putz the other day. I thought that was very cute. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that before. This has a Celestion speaker in it. I was always more of an Altec speaker kind of guy myself, but Altec they're not in business anymore. They don't make speakers. So they're really expensive, but they're really crispy, clear, and bright. Celestion speakers are very cheap to put in amplifiers, so they're very commonplace, but they're very muddy. So I had to put super hot pickups in my guitar to help me cut through the mud, if that makes sense. I think it's doing pretty well, I think. I don't know if I played this one right. get uncomfortably close to the camera. With very little. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's much more. Yeah. Sustain is so good on my guitar now because I forgot to mention I have a bone nut on my guitar, so that dense material, that bone, that just reminded me of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Now all of a sudden I'm like, bone, 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 bone. When judgment comes for you. Sorry, I was just listening to that song last night. But a bone nut increases your sustain like tenfold. It's a very simple modification, but I recommend everybody put a bone nut or graphite, some sort of dense material. You know, favorite guitarist is Randy Rhoads. God bless him. We just went past his 43rd anniversary of his passing. My favorite guitarist of all time, from the womb to the tomb, always and forever. I love him. I wish I would have been able to see him live and meet him. That would have been really, really cool. But you know, I feel like a lot of fans, it feels like we kind of knew him in some small way, based on you know, all the interviews, all the videos, all the music that he did. And I feel like we all kind of know him in some small way, you know. But yeah, he's dearly missed. It was a dumb accident, never should have happened. But he did a lot for the guitar, and my God. You know, and what's great about that is success just ensued for him, you know. It's just kind of, it's not something that's pursued. Like, Randy never set out to be a guitar icon or a legend or anything like that. He was just doing what he loved, you know, and it just worked out that way. But incredibly humble, always a teacher. I call him the eternal teacher, you know, and that's what inspires me to teach and stuff like that. But yeah, Randy is just always my favorite, for sure. It's weird because when I was in high school, you know, 25 seems so far away when I was like 18. And now that I'm 33, I'm older than him by a couple of years, and it's just kind of strange, you know. It's like, oh man, damn. Because if he was alive, he'd be 68 right now, give or take. Yeah. But yeah, he's my favorite guitarist for sure. You ever just get in the mood to play some metal riffs? You know, just some riffy riffs. I just love woodshedding different riffs. Sure, why not? prove I can play it, there's a video of me playing it on my channel. I swear I can play it. I just forgot a lot of it. Panama. Oh crap. I don't know Panama. I have to learn it. There's always holy wars, right? Way too slow. Anyway, yeah, I don't know many songs, to be honest. Crazy Train is one of my favorites. I don't remember the whole song. It's been a while since I played it, but I do have a performance video on my channel of me playing it live, performing Crazy Train, and also a practice video. I thought that would be helpful if anybody wanted to learn it. Yeah, dog. It's pretty cool. I wish... I don't remember the... Oh, wait. Something like that. Yeah, I just don't remember. little too fast. Pantera. I don't think I know any Pantera. Oh god. I'm such a phony. He's just a phony. I don't know any Pantera. I'm like, ah! Play Creed. Drop D walk. Oh wait, I think. Yeah, I'm kind of a Pantera virgin when it comes down to it. I'll tell you what. No, I'm just kidding. I've heard all their albums. I just haven't listened to them quite some time. Phil Anselmo is kind of unfortunate, huh? Phil Anselmo. More like Phil and Yelmo. Woo! I'm sweating up here now, guys. Holy smokes! I gotta open a window. Open up a goddamn window. Open up a goddamn window. Anyway, you guys having fun? I'm having fun. This is fun. This is fun. See my Godzilla mug? Gojira, 1954. Gojira, 84. Gojira, 2000. Pretty cool, huh? Got some Maxwell House in my cup, girl. Start playing country music on the stream. That'd be kind of funny. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Anyway, yeah. So I practice a lot. I'm like, yeah, so I practice a lot. Pretty cool. Oh. Mm. Whew. Gotta rest them hands. Gotta rest them hands. But I don't practice like everybody would think. Like, I don't practice for like 8 hours a day or anything crazy like that. I used to do that when I first started playing guitar 20 years ago to learn my fundamentals, like my alternate picking, my left and right hand synchronization, Symphony of Destruction. Yeah, I was playing a little bit of that earlier. I don't know the rest of the song, but I just love jamming. You know, to me, music lives and breathes in an improvisation kind of setting. I love that because it's very fresh. It's like these are like from the stream of consciousness, you know, and just kind of jamming. I love hamming it up for you guys at home, watching at home, hamming it up. The ham is always cooking, baby. The ham is always cooking. How long have I been going for? Oh, about 2 hours? Wow. Wait, 164 minutes. That's wow. It's almost 3 hours. Almost. That's really cool, man. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. I just want to keep getting better and bringing new innovative ideas to the stream, so I'm not like playing the same stuff over and over again. I used to stream almost every day, but I found myself burning myself out because I didn't have a whole lot of ideas after a while. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching and stuff like that. That's really cool. Oh, wait. Okay, so if you guys don't know this, I'm an author as well. I was going to make a video about this, but since I have everybody watching, let me just dig something out real quick. Hold on a minute. Hold on. You boys got it. Wait a second. Let me just shift some stuff around in the box. Let me just hold on a minute. Okay. Got it. All right. So, I'm an author of 4 books now. This is my Zeitgeist trilogy. I've got brand new hardcovers available. Check this out. Zeitgeist, available on Amazon.com. All you have to do is just type in Zeitgeist into the search engine. This will pop right up. Zeitgeist 1 is a trilogy. Zeitgeist Damnation. Look at these sexy covers I just redesigned myself. Zeitgeist Benediction. This is the 3rd book. And look at how good these look together, guys. I got these in the mail the other day. Oh, Brazil's awesome. I know somebody who speaks Portuguesa. My language is Portuguese. I'm pretty sure you can buy my books in Portuguese on Amazon.com as well, because they translate them for you. I don't know Portuguese. I wish I did, but yeah. So Zeitgeist, Damnation, Benediction. Look at how good these look together. I am super excited about this, guys. I'm gonna record a video today after my stream, but I'm just so blessed and so happy that I have these available. You can find the link to these if you want to support the channel, if you like what I do here. Anything is appreciated. I've got a self-help book out too, but I don't have a physical copy on me. I gave them all away. But yeah, Zeitgeist, Damnation, and Benediction are available in links in my bio on my YouTube page. Or you can just type in Zeitgeist into Amazon and these will pop right up. But I am so proud of these guys. So fucking proud of these. It's science fiction. I probably should tell you what the book is about, shouldn't I? I'm so excited. It's a science fiction trilogy, and it's about coming to grips with adulthood and purpose and family and sacrifice. Science fiction with mythological elements. It's not like nerdy science fiction. You don't need a PhD in physics to understand what's going on in these books. But I'm incredibly, incredibly happy with how these turned out. So the first book, Zeitgeist, let me just read you the little blurb on the back. So it says, genocide has befallen Xynos, a small colony world in the Andromeda Galaxy. The Suthane people undergoing mass exodus at the hands of the terrorist group Rezom. Kairos Karnasa will begin a journey of transcendence he could never dream of. Once he accepts the inevitable, he must if he hopes to break the cycle of existential damnation that an ancient evil threatens. Humanity will be tested, and sacrifices will be undertaken. Kairos must leave behind all that he is to become what he was always meant to be.
Will his remnants of humanity hold him to fear, desire, and anguish, or will he open his eyes to the genocide in time to save the balance of the universe? Pretty sweet, man. This is my first book I've ever published. I published this about 3-4 years ago now. Then you have Zeitgeist Damnation. I published this 2 years ago. Second book in the trilogy. And Zeitgeist Benediction is the stunning conclusion of the trilogy. And this I published last year. So I'm super duper proud. I'm a proud father of my Zeitgeist trilogy. It's so satisfying, guys. If you guys ever wanted to write a book, do it. Do it, my dudes and dudettes, homettes and homies. Do it, because it is really nice seeing a stack of books that have your name on it and just years. This is 10 years of work right here, guys. 10 years to write these 3 books, and they're finally in my hands. Gosh, I remember when I was selling phones at AT&T at the mall, and I started outlining for this book right here. Oh, guys, I'm just, if you want to check them out, I'd be more than, you bless me, you honor me by checking these out. The links are in my YouTube About section on my bio. And also you can just type in Zeitgeist in Amazon.com and they'll pop right up, all 3 of them. But I just wanted to share that with you guys while I had everyone's attention, because nobody cares about us new authors. Nobody cares. They're like, oh, you wrote a book? It probably sucks. I'm like, no, it's not like that. Give me a chance. Ah! I'm like, no. Oh, but anyway, I just wanted to get that out there a little bit. Kind of spread the word, baby. Spread the good word. I got some stuff in my box. But I didn't want to like pitch it super duper hard or anything like that, but I definitely wanted to talk about it while I had a bunch of eyeballs on me, if that makes sense. I know, dare I shill for my own books for a hot minute, but I'm very proud of them. And I'm super duper excited that my hardcovers I redesigned. My best friend, my brother Kyle, would tell you, my mom and I were at the dinner table, and I was sketching out a new logo for the books right there at the dinner table after we had some dinner. And but yeah, I'm very, very proud, for sure. It's a wonderful thing. I want everybody to play an instrument. Everybody should play an instrument. Everybody should draw or write or learn a language. I'm a student of Japanese and Sicilian. My Sicilian is very, very introductory level. But anyway, back to playing. I know, all right. They're like, I haven't played already. I'm like, all right, cool. Probably do one more. What the hell was that? Sure. Oh, it's flying high again. Oh, I knew it. I know it's based off of Flying High Again, and that song's amazing, but this backing track is not doing it. Not doing it for me. There's like nothing to grip onto, really. It's a little too basic.
Sure.
Yeah, right. See? No, I can't. I wish I could. I don't know any Green Day, to be honest. Michael Jackson! Oh my. Start moonwalking like.
salt is a smell. I can't play it. I'm like, oh no! Self? No. Sail! That reminds me of Sail. Branch out of the key a little bit, you know? Yeah, dog. Holy God. Oh my God. I see Gringo and I'm like, yeah, dog. Holy shit. Yeah, so, chord tones, I saw your comment. That's a very good idea. You know, I actually, as a guitar player, I have a lot I want to work on. Well, first of all, new sounds, because I feel like I've kind of been rocking the same stuff for a hot minute. But yeah, there's always something you can do better, you know, always something to improve. That guy almost hit that guy at the stop sign. Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in the pocket, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, there are so many guitar players who can play circles around me on YouTube alone, let alone out there in the real world. But luckily, it's never been about that. Otherwise, a lot of us would be screwed. Like, well, technically, everybody would be screwed because there's always a small child out there that's, you know, like 3 years old and putting everybody to shame. That's kind of interesting. But welcome to the fucking jungle, baby. Oh well. Yeah, I love exploring. Sometimes you have to noodle a little bit to get some new ideas. I definitely have done that a lot, trying to get some new stuff. You know. But because otherwise, I mean, like, how would I know? You know what I mean? How would you know? What does that say? Welcome to the fucking jungle, baby. Oh, I already read that. But yeah, so I'm gonna get some lunch, y'all. Yeah. I want to say thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in. Every session is an opportunity for growth, that's for sure. And yeah, I got some stuff I got to work on for sure. I got to practice, do some actual practicing, because, like, you know, what I'm doing up here is kind of I'm applying some stuff I've been learning to what I'm doing for you guys, but at the same time, it can't replace actual practice, you know. But you guys know that. But anyway, if you like what you're seeing, maybe consider subscribing or liking or something and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go get some mastacholi. Very nice. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Matane.